Okay, in this episode, we're going to look at Google Forms, which is a great way to get information or feedback, a survey, or a quiz with your students. So you can use this in any department. So what we're going to do is kind of go through and talk about how to create these. This will not happen in 90 seconds, but we'll get through it as quick as we can. And this video is going to be just for the beginner level. So go up to the top left-hand corner where it says New, click New. Go down to More, and you can go to Google Forms. It'll create a new form. Okay, so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to put test form. And so I titled it here. Remember, if I click up here in the top left, it changes the name up there. So the first thing we're going to do is add a question. So I've got untitled question. I'm going to put name. So let's do, you want to be specific, because if you don't, you could have an Amy Johnson, and Amy Johnson could put Amy, she could put Amy J, she could put Johnson, comma Amy. So when it comes time to sort your data, the cleaner you've got this, the better you'll have your data to sort through. So I'm gonna make that a required question. I'm gonna add one more question. Let's say this is for a class. So what hour is the kiddo in? So let's do first, second, third, and so on. You get the idea. And so I'm gonna leave that as a drop down. I'm gonna make that a required question. So I'm going to go up to responses, and so the question side is the back side. It's where you create your form and you lay out all your questions. This is not the side that your public or whoever you're sending this out to, your students, your department, whoever that is, they won't see this part of it. So responses, once I start getting information in there. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to click this spreadsheet, or the little symbol over here, create a new spreadsheet, click create. And it'll create that spreadsheet. So when information starts coming in here, it'll show up here where you can see that information on the spreadsheet. The other place you can look at that is right here in responses. We'll show you that here in a second. So I got my questions. So now that I've done all that, let's say I want to look and see what it looks like. So what is the public or my students going to see when I share this out? So I click up here, the eyeball preview. And this shows you what it looks like. So if I was somebody that was going to take this test or survey, I'd go in here and click on here, type my name, do the drop down, and so on. Let's say you get in here and you don't like the questions, or you forgot a question, you need to reorder them. You just click up here in the top right where it says edit this form, click on that, and that takes you back into the form where you can sit there and you can edit the form the way you want it. So let's say now that I'm ready to send this out. I'm ready to put it on an agenda or share it in an email or put it in Google Classroom or whatever you're using. So let's go back to preview. And so I'm going to do Control L if I'm on a PC, or Command L if I'm on a Mac. So I do Command L, and it highlights all of the URL up here at the top. And then I'm going to do Command C or Control C, depending on what kind of computer you're on. So then let's say I'm going to go over to an agenda. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to create an agenda just to show you where you could go, where you put it in Google Classroom. So I go over here, put that link in there, and now somebody could click on that and it would take them to the form. So there you go. You see I'm on the form, and so this is the side I get. So that's kind of the beginner level of a Google form. There's some great things that you can get with that. So let me show you real quick. So if I go back into my Drive, and I'm going to show you a form that, let's say I worked with just a little bit ago, just messing around with this. So this test survey, so let's say this was kind of the one I worked on. So let's say I've got some responses. So what do I do with that? I click on responses, and I can see here's the people that submitted to the response or to the survey. So let's say I was a teacher and I'm looking at my class, and let's say I was doing a quick assessment to see if they understood yesterday's concepts. So I just did first hour. I've got 9 students or 9 responses. And so my question was, Australia is in which hemisphere? And it was basically the students had the northern or southern. And so right now I've got 66.7% of my students selected southern, 33.3% selected northern. So you can see I've got a little bit of work to do, but it gives me a quick way to assess kids and get some quick feedback to see what I need to work on, or just depending on what you're doing, whether you're a teacher or a department leader or whatever employment group you're with. So I hope this helps, and I've got a video too coming out that addresses the intermediate and the advanced level.